Alright guys, here we go. Here's another video. This one's going to be on subtracting integers. Okay, so we're doing subtraction of integers. Alright. Now I've already heard some of you using the same sign, add and keep, different sign, subtract, keep the sign of the larger, then you'll be exact. Alright, that's basically right with the rules that we established last time. In terms of if your signs are the same, in an addition problem, alright, if the signs are the same, you add the numbers and keep the sign. Alright, so that's why the saying goes same sign, add and keep. Alright, so that's part of the song. Alright, then it's different, same sign, different sign, subtract, and then keep the sign of larger. Okay, so the song that some of you guys have been singing, once again, same sign, add and keep, different sign, subtract, keep the sign of the larger, then you'll be exact. Okay, a lot of you know that from last year. I know Miss Miller taught that. Several other teachers might have as well. Alright, well, the good news for you is you don't really have to learn any more new rules for subtracting integers. It's the same rules, but it's a little weird. That's what I mean. So we are dealing with subtraction problems now. Alright, subtraction problems. Alright, so what if you have 7 minus 4? Easy situation. You've been doing this your whole life. The signs are different. So you got a 7 and a 4. But this 4 is negative. Clearly understand that this sign right here goes with the number that's in front of it. Okay, so essentially this is a positive 4 being combined with a negative 4. A positive 7 being combined with a negative 4. So the signs are different, therefore you subtract the numbers and get 3 and keep the sign of the larger, which is positive. So our answer is positive 3. Alright, so that's the same addition that you've been doing. Again, don't let me confuse you. 7 minus 4 is 3. Still is, always has been. But I'm explaining why it is what it is now. Because you've got different signs, a positive and a negative. And when your signs are different, you subtract and keep the sign of the larger. Alright, well, this middle example, let's go two different integers, negative 5 minus 8. Okay, remember, this is a negative 5, and this says minus 8. But remember, this sign right here goes with the number in front of it right here. So essentially, these signs are the same. This falls under this rule. Negative and a negative. Some people say, well, that's not a negative sign, that's a subtraction sign. Guys, negative and subtraction are the same thing. Minus and a negative are the same thing. Okay? So then you have negative 5 minus 8. So really, these are same signs. Therefore, you add the numbers and get 13 and keep the sign, which is negative. Alright? Just so you have another visual representation of that. Here's a number line. I'm going to put 0 way over here. Negative 5 is right here. Alright, so negative 5. We're starting right here with negative 5. Alright, then we need a minus 8. So if we subtract 8 more from that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. How far did we end up? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Negative 13. That's another representation as to how we got this. Alright. Hopefully everybody's understanding that. Now here's when things get really complicated, and it's really not. It's pretty simple if you just remember one thing. Now let's say we have 4 minus a negative 7. Alright, let's do 14. 14 minus a negative 7. Alright. So this is a subtraction problem, and we have a negative number right here. Minus a negative. The catch here is you can't do minus a negative. Minus a negative is the same thing as addition. So if you always remember that minus a negative is the same thing as addition. Some people like to say this as 2 negatives make a positive, but that gets kind of crazy. I don't want you to say that, because in this case 2 negatives made a negative, because the signs are the same. Keep the sign. What you can definitely say is a negative minus a negative. Anytime you see those 2 negatives right next to each other, you can convert it to a positive. So I say this one and this one are so close that they were meant to be on top of each other, like that. Okay? So all we got to do is simply change this negative and this negative to a 14 plus 7, and then we have 21. Alright, hopefully everybody's understanding that between the notes that you took and this video. These are 3 different type problems. You have a positive number minus a negative number. So in this case your signs are different. You kept the sign of the larger, which was the 7. In this case you had a negative minus an 8. Signs were the same because this sign goes with the number. When signs are the same, you add the numbers and keep the sign. That's how we got negative 13. In this case we had minus a negative. Alright, I'll show you one more now in the video. Let's say you got a negative 12 minus a negative 10. Okay, first of all you need to deal with this minus a negative. We just talked about minus a negative needs to become what? Positive. Good. Alright, so now you have a negative 12 plus 10. Same rules, because the signs are different. You do what with the numbers? Subtract them. So that's going to be 2. Keep the sign of the larger. The larger one's 12. So we're going to have a negative 2 as our answer. Alright. This is a difficult concept, and some of you guys are going to struggle with this. So I really need you to ask some questions if you are. Thank you so much.